It's a rustic sausage and tomato pasta called gnocchetti sardi alla campidanese.
As my grandmother used to say to me, whenever you start a good tomato sauce, you must start it with a fantastic soffritto. And what is soffritto? Is right here. I go celery, finely chopped carrots, and finely chopped onions.
Pour olive oil into a pan on a medium heat and throw in all the veg. This is going to make a fantastic base to the pasta sauce. Sprinkle in some chopped fresh rosemary and season with salt.
I wish you could smell the soffritto with the rosemary. It's just something else. Now is the time that you have to be patient because it needs to caramelize beautifully and they need to get nice and soft. This will probably take you 7 to 8 minutes. The next thing is sausage.
I'm using Italian sausage because it's a coarse meat, which works well in this pasta sauce.
What I wanted to make sure that you squeeze the meat out from the skin and go straight into the pan. So with your hands, just break it and keep the skin behind, yeah? That's very important. Perfect. Wash your hands and then very simply lower the heat and start to break the sausage into the soffritto.
Squeeze in 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and we are ready to transform all these flavors into a simple but tasty sauce.
Now, the tomatoes. To make a good tomato sauce, you must use tinned tomatoes. It will be impossible to do it with fresh tomato, otherwise then you have to deal with the skin, the seed. So tomatoes straight in there. Make sure there's a good quality, so even if you pay a couple of pence more, they're gonna be worth it. Mix all together. And now, guys, is actually the best part of making this sauce. It's called piopea. Piopea is when the sauce starts to bubble away like this. Blop, 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 blop. And make sure that the sauce piopea for about 5 minutes. My sauce is bubbling away, so I'm gonna add water, okay? And what the water is gonna do is gonna make sure that my sauce doesn't get too thick, but yet all the flavors get together beautifully.
Bring to the boil, then leave to simmer for 20 minutes. Once the sauce is reduced and rich, finish off with a few fresh basil leaves and season to taste.
Thick tomato sauce, flavor of the basil. You can get the soffritto, the sausage nice and crumbled, beautiful.
I want to rest my sauce for 10 minutes before serving, which is just enough time to cook my pasta in boiling salted water. I'm using gnocchetti sardi. With its conch-like shape and small ridges, it carries meat or tomato flavors fantastically. And of course, I'll cook it until it's just al dente.
The secret of a good plate of pasta is very simple. Pasta goes into the sauce. Never just throw the sauce on top of the pasta because you want to get all the flavors together. So get your pasta and go straight into the sauce. I'm making sure that each little piece of pasta is well coated into the sauce just before you serve it. Yes, this is nice.
For the final touch, a few gratings of the salty, sharp pecorino cheese from my mate Martino the Shepherd.
Come on, look at that. This is what Sardinian food is all about. Simple ingredients with a spectacular result. My gnocchetti sardi alla campidanese.
I started my morning getting to grips with the shadowy underworld of the mafia. But now I'm in a shadowy underworld of a very different kind.
Wow, I really can see that, people.
Before I leave the city, I have been told that the Palermo catacombs are unmissable. Built in the 1500s by Capuchin monks as a burial ground, the air down here preserved the bodies. So the monks decided to put them on display as they are seen now. The oldest surviving mummy is the body of Father Silvestro da Gubbio, who died in 1599. In 1783, due to public demand, anyone who could afford it could be preserved and put on display too. For the locals, to be displayed here was the ultimate status symbol. They no longer accept bodies, but are open to the public.
Well, that is definitely one way to celebrate death. Would I want that to happen to me? I'm not sure about it.
It's good to be back in the sunshine again and onwards with my journey.
Okay, let me show you how I'm going to do Sicily. I'm starting right here in Palermo, and I'm going to go all the way around the island. So my next stop is, I'm gonna go down here, it's gonna be Marsala, which is the home of sweet wine, and thanks God, because I do need a drink.
What can I tell you about Palermo? Definitely a very interesting city. Very buzzing, a fascinating history, the people were great, and the food that I've tried, well, fantastic. So Marsala, here I come. I'm now making my way west around the island to learn about its other great contribution to cuisine, wine. Wine production in Sicily has been around much longer than other world producers like France, Australia, and even the rest of Italy, after being introduced by the Greeks in 800 BC. The pre-Roman city of Marsala is 150 kilometers west of Palermo, and you and I will know it because it's the home of Marsala wine, a fortified wine made popular in the 1800s. Now, let me tell you something very interesting. You may think that an Italian was the one who invented Marsala wine. Well, you're wrong. It was an Englishman called John Woodhouse, and he created this beautiful sweet wine in 1770, and then he exported all over Europe. There you go, that's a new fact for you. This vineyard is run by the children of the late Marco de Bartoli. Marco came from a long line of winemakers and he specialized in the local Marsala wine. He wanted to promote this as a high-quality product, even though it fell out of favor back in the 1980s. They use the Grillo grape, which plays a star role in Marsala production, as well as white wine. The vines are planted all over the western side of the island, and they make a fresh, light wine with nutty, fruit-driven flavors that include lemon and apple.
So do you produce a lot of Marsala?
We produce a very small quantity, but in very, very high quality.
And what makes your Marsala so special?
Because our Marsala is more than 10 years old.
If you consider that an average Marsala is only 1 year old, this is going to be very special.
We start with the white.
Okay. What do I do with this?
Oh,
In here?
Yes.
Okay, we throw away wine.
È per avvinare il bicchiere.
He said you're throwing away just to make sure that you start to flavor the glass.
Oh, yes.
I think it's a waste of wine. It's very fresh to the palate.
Yes.
It's not heavy or...
No, because Grillo grape has a very good acidity.
Nice. Okay. Any more?
The other one is a more traditional wine, 20 years old. The name is Vecchio Samperi.
Okay.
You can see from the color is old wine.
It's got the same color of brandy or cognac.
Because brandy and cognac are aged.
Are aged. Okay. Salute again. See, I thought it would be sweet, but it's not sweet.
Is it dry? Because it's not fortified. It's a wine aged.
Wine is fortified by adding a distilled spirit, usually brandy, to it.
Now is Marsala, fortified method, 10 years old, medium sweet. The color is...
It's darker, definitely.
Yes.
I can smell that it's fortified. Salute.
Salute.
Ah, see, this is already tasty.
It's more desert wine. More...
Yeah, like a dessert wine.
Yes.
This is good though. See, I prefer this. It's got more like kind of a sweety flavor, delicate flavor. Yeah, very nice.
Good balance.
Good balance.
This Marsala is better for make chicken. It's better
It's good
for
because
chicken.
I'm
Yes.
making chicken.
Yes.
So this will be good to do it.
Yes.
Salute.
Salute, Elio.
Salute.
And that's my cue to cook this traditional pollo in Marsala e pomodoro, with a star ingredient fresh from the barrel.
I'm going to show you a recipe using the best of Sicilian ingredients. Fresh oranges, raisins, and of course, a fantastic bottle of Marsala wine. And where do we start? Is right here with the chicken. The first thing I want to do is to make sure I'm going to coat the chicken into flour. So get the chicken breasts, toss them into the flour like this.
It's important to coat the chicken so that when you cook it, the flour will make the sauce rich and thick.
Of course, remember, you touched raw chicken, don't forget to wash your hands. Now, you're gonna have to have a frying pan, put the frying pan on, and drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Get your first breast of chicken, give it a few slaps, and it goes straight in.
You want to fry the chicken between 1 to 2 minutes on each side, till it goes nice and golden, no more than that.
So, what we do now, just turn your chicken. Probably need another 2 minutes on this side. So meanwhile, what you do, just finely slice some plain white onions. I think my chicken is definitely ready. Okay, fantastic. Now, just let the chicken to rest, and then what you want to do, in the same oil where you fried the chicken, just add the onions in there.
Then the onions will soak up the flavor of the chicken, which will make the base of this thick, rich sauce.
Just add a couple of pinches of salt, just to make sure that they caramelize beautiful. Now, the last couple of minutes of cooking the onions, I want to use a Renato's Marsala. So, this is going to be fantastic. And remember, this is alcohol, so it's going to flame. So stand a little bit back and let the onion to cook for about a minute into the Marsala wine.
I'm using about 250 milliliter or a large glass of medium sweet Marsala wine.
Beautiful. I tell you, the smell of the Marsala wine going with the caramelized onion is magnificent. Straight in there, I'm going to pour sieved tomato, passata, which is going to make sure that it's going to get all nice and sweet.
Don't be tempted to use chopped tomatoes, as you want the sauce to be smooth.
It's now time for my Sicilian orange test. And what I want you to do is to finally grate the orange.
If you can get them, the blood oranges are beautifully sweet and complement the wine. If you can't, then normal oranges will do.
And I'm also going to add a few raisins.
To finish off the sauce, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of custard sugar, a few basil leaves, and of course, seasoning with salt and pepper.
And then straight away, what you want to do, add the chicken breast into the sauce.
Cover the chicken with the tomato sauce and let it bubble away for 20 minutes.
See, what I like about this recipe is a one-pot wonder. You put everything in there, very little washing up to do, and the job is done.
I really hope my dish reflects the very best of the Sicilian ingredients I've used. The proof is in the eating, so Renato and his sister Giuseppina join me for a taste of the chicken in their Marsala wine sauce.
Molto buono.
Very, very good.
Ragazzi, salute, grazie di nuovo. Salute, grazie a voi.
New job in the bag, I'm back on the road. I'm loving discovering these new flavors I've never tasted before. Beef in chocolate, now that's one to remember. Sicily is surprising me at every turn. And it's not just the food, it's everywhere I look. Amongst hillside villages and sprawling vineyards are also ancient ruins from the days the Greeks ruled the island. The Valley of the Temples in Agrigento is one of the world's most important archaeological sites. Founded as a Greek colony in the 6th century BC, it was once the fourth largest city in the known world, and today is Sicily's single biggest tourist attraction. This Temple of Concord is still standing proud, even though it was built 2,445 years ago.
This is something you don't see every day.
Each temple had its own use, and the temple of Gino here was where the locals would get married. Forget the town halls in the UK, can you imagine getting married here? Continuing my journey onwards, I'm on the hunt for more Sicilian food. I've heard about a very special person in another of Baldinotto's Baroque cities. Celebrated as one of the best pastry chefs in all of Italy, he can be found in his cafe in Noto. Corrado Assenza is the fourth generation in his family to run Caffè Sicilia, which opened in 1892. As a chef, he is famous for his creative use of flavors and experimental approach to traditional Sicilian desserts. Although Italy has many sweet treats, the Sicilian ones owe their origins to the invading Arab and African influences. So expect candied fruits, pistachios and dates, as well as spices like cinnamon and cloves. Once Corrado's finished for the day, I'm honored to taste some of his creations.
Tell me about the tradition of the cassata.
The first thing is that cassata means culture.
Culture.
And in cassata you can find everything from Sicily that belong to agriculture, because there is the camon, the pistachio, the ricotta from sheep milk, and the combination, the citrus plant, the orange on top. Sicily is a beautiful place for citrus plants.
I love it because the sugar came through after. I felt the almonds, definitely the orange, and I really felt the ricotta.
If I add more sugar to the combination of all the ingredients in cassata,
You're gonna ruin it.
I kill it.
Don't do anything. Please don't touch this recipe because it's perfect.
Be sure at the moment we have arrived to the perfection.
I think you got it. I think you got it.
I get it.
Another treat Sicily is famous for is the palate-cleansing ice dessert, granita.
Can you tell me the tradition of granita?
Arab people bring granita to Sicily and they store in the cave of the mountain the snow.
So snow. They used to do this with
And
snow.
after, during the summertime, the use of this ice with the flavor from the flowers, from the fresh citrus fruits, begin the history of granita.
I know that you like to experiment with flavors. What I'm eating here?
This is a granita made for the combination between fresh strawberry and fresh tomato
Tomato and strawberry.
together. If the combination is perfect, in your palate, in your moment, in this moment, you have something that seems to belong to a green apple taste.
No.
That's true.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, and I promise, this is the truth. As I was eating, I had the feeling of apples. I'm serious, eh?
I'm serious
I'm
too.
serious. I wanted to say apple.
The success of the recipe is when I choose the strawberry and I choose the tomatoes, I smell it, I don't taste it, I just smell and have the possibility to understand that together arrive the right flavor, the apple,
That's
green
true.
apple.
Depending on how it's made and which part of the island you are on, granita is either smooth or grainy, but always refreshing.
Corrado, salute to you, your cassata, your granita, and your
Pleasure
family.
to have you here.
And
Thank
your
you
family.
so much
The
for
pleasure is all
coming.
mine.
It's mine pleasure.
Today, I'm continuing my journey exploring the island of Sicily. Leaving the coastal road, I'm now heading inland and getting closer to the most famous lady on the island, known for her fiery temper, Mount Etna. As the tallest volcano in Europe and one of the most active in the world, this natural wonder not only dominates this area with her size and power, she also affects the type of food grown in her surrounding soil. And there is one crop in particular the area is renowned for. So I'm paying a visit to a farm at Etna's base in the town of Jarre. Citrus plants were introduced to this area by the Arabs in the 9th century, and the crop flourished in this unique environment. Nicknamed the Lemon Riviera, for centuries Sicily was the world's leading producer and exporter of the fruit. And today the island still supplies 90% of all the lemons used in Italy. Sisters Vera and Saria invited me to their farm Agriturismo San Leonardello and their citrus orchards.
So tell me, how important is to have Etna so close to you?
Etna is important for the fertility of the soil. There are a lot of minerals. This is good for our lemon, oranges, mandarins, clementines, so you can have a good production.
Are you not scared to have a live volcano just around the corner from you guys?
No, no, because we love Etna. Etna is for us nature, as the sea, as the sun, as the sky. Is life for this part of the Sicily.
So you got all these lemons and oranges. What do you do with it?
We sell them and we make organic marmalade and a beautiful limoncello.
I love limoncello. I want to try some limoncello. Come on.
Okay, Gino, come with me.
Okay.
As Vera explained, volcanic rocks create some of the best soil because they have a wide variety of minerals which quickly break down into the soil. Although lemons are grown all over Italy, the Sicilian ones pack a punch with their intense sharpness, which contrasts well with the sugar in condiments and liqueurs.
So girls, what have we got here?
This is our lemon marmalade. I suggest to test with the Sicilian pecorino.
Lemon and pecorino? I never
Yes.
tried that before.
What do you think?
Buona. I thought that the lemon would be sweeter, but it's not too sweet. It's nice, nice flavor coming through.
Nice. I like the combination with the pecorino. And this
Okay,
one?
now we try the marmalade of quinqua with the buffalo mozzarella.
Ah, buffalo mozzarella.
Buffalo mozzarella, yes.
See, I come from Napoli, where the original buffalo mozzarella comes from. So I never had a Sicilian buffalo mozzarella either. So.
It's nice.
It's interesting. Yes. See, I always say that buffalo mozzarella shouldn't go with anything, but it works. I think as an appetizer, quite nice. What about this one?
It's the marmalade of orange.
These are organic.
Yes,
or-
all organic.
We only use the fruits and organic sugar.
I don't usually like orange marmalade because it always tastes quite synthetic, but this is fresh, not very sweet. I love it. Okay, let's do some drinking. This is the famous limoncello.
Yes.
Limoncello is a modern Italian tradition made with just the zest of unwaxed lemons, sugar, alcohol, and water. This sweet liqueur has become the perfect digestive. I am impressed. This is good. Girls, I see that you got lemons there. Can I use them for my next recipe?
Of course.